best in Void moments in this mode. Stealing it. Cell able to get things kicked off, though, some opening damage as Cloud9 will spawn to the favored side. Riyadh just kind of taking their time, and I like this. You know, wait for the hit to develop, and then you can try to surprise on this flank from Pred, but it's being watched, and this has been a great start for Cloud9.
Yeah, I don't really like that break off there from the Falcons because you were trying to give up all that time to eventually draw the attention from Cloud9 in one direction, but there was no contest. So that allows Cloud9 to watch all those pinch angles and shut down your first break opportunity. So already C9 doing good stuff, Al.
Dude, look at Nezra. You know, I was going to ask you kind of going into the series, you know, what has been an evaluation of this team on the individual spectrum since they were picked up? And I know that initially we were really looking at Nezra and saying that on his POV, the eye tests really does come out favorably. A 5-1 start for him as Hyde's able to lock down over towards the bus stop. And we got 40 points on 1. The rotation looking good for 2. And Falcons are coming out really, really slow.
Yeah, and Okus still sitting at 0-0. He's the guy for in a hard point, but that's ideal. We're not even gonna die in the first minute of the game, but this is where it can start to get frantic. But Falcons get the break, now secure the backbones. How do C9 decide to break their way on through? One player scams through the front side, didn't wait for the pressure on the back end, and now you're still scattered on this break attempt.
Yeah, split spawns though here that can lead to a natural pinch for Cloud9. They don't even need it. Nezra and Hyde finding the 2 kills. Cell is traded out, and Cloud9 will get the break. 25 seconds remaining, and the Falcons really do not want to see this go over for free. So you're trying to put a little bit of pressure on the pinch, but honestly, it's very limited in nature. So you're going to chalk it, rotate, and that's a really strong start for Cloud9 already. I mean, you're dealing with 80-14, and that means that for the Falcons, you have to hold this setup and start chipping into this early lead.
Look at how spread they are. This is going to allow Pred to potentially get isolated, but thankfully he does find a kill. The rest of the Falcons players, you know where the pressure is going to be. Down on one end, Okus is going to break you down from the backside. He gives you a one-on-one while Nezra strikes for 1 kill, and that's going to lead to a clean break there from C9.
Yeah, Falcons are having a really tough time locking spawns right now. And some of it is thanks to the pressure that Cloud9's been able to put into the kill feed. It's kind of leaving a couple of limited numbers from inside the hard point, but so far it's been near perfect for Cloud9. Let's see how they're calming it out with New York.
Nice, 4, keep him on the side. I blocked. Yo,
hold my outer.
I'm pushing him in the outer. Really weak outer. I'm repitching this, Rob.
Oh shit,
they might spawn minus.
I'm
holding shoes. I have shoes. Yeah, one's weak shoes.
I have holding deep.
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah,
I have deep. Nothing deep. One cross mid.
One mid.
I'm pushing
alley right now. I'm holding my top broken. Press out. Weak. Press out. I'm just holding her. Yeah, I have my front door.
I give up the back.
Up the front.
One shot cell. I'm holding alley.
Nothing alley.
You can hit it. One alley.
The top exit.
One
Top broken. Two. Top broken. What's here?
I'm pitching in the front. Pitching the
Okay, take your time, guys.
front.
I'm going mid.
Top broken, bro. I'm sweating.
One stop.
Time. Really big time.
Ready up, shot him. One more time. We leak.
I'm stunning.
Right. One shot. Two more
in the back.
Let's get top.
Alright, go on new. Extra one shot. You got that, There's one in the back. Blue top broken. Yo, one thing is taking out open.
Underpass.
He got me. He's going new. He's on the white truck. One's up Dojo.
I got it.
Yo, money. Underpass. Get underpass. Your time. He's hiding. Full time, bro. There's 20 P2.
One shot. Top broken. Pred.
Passion, Jay. Straight passion out of Cloud9. Still enjoying the lead, but I will say kind of off of that P4 now going to 1. Falcons have built themselves some territory to make up some ground.
Yeah, that was pure passion, like you said, on the C9. These guys are roaring. They want to be the team to potentially upset another top lineup. But at the ending of that listening is when Falcons made their best move so far on the map. You clean up house off the rotation. You dominate one side. You've been able to keep yourself into the game and now win the rotation as well over towards P2 because that's a good 50-40 seconds off of that P1 to give yourself a chance at the next.
Yeah, big wins right there from Kismet on the old time, and then Okus taken down by Exnid. And the rotation to new, one more player to find, but it's Nezra, and he is. Setup is in, spawns once again, a little bit scattered, but the read on the backside from Exnid should keep guns up here from Riyadh. Problem is, Hyde wins his 1v1 from the front. So you've got, whoa, what is that spawn? Exnid spawns right on top of the 18-wheeler. Looked like he was going to spawn up towards P3 with Kismet, but not the case, and Exnid may have just saved this middle time here for Riyadh.
Yeah, some of these spawns aren't making a goddamn sense to me. So far here on Gridlock, there was even one opportunity where Olga spawned on the backside of Courtyard for the P3 break that led to a good chunk of time there for C9. But Exnid makes the most out of his ability and allows his teammates to now only be down by 20. Celium was the last man standing until Pred comes off the respawn. So you're going to forfeit this time, and now it's a race to new.
Yeah, and you're going to get Kismet in a 1v2 situation here, but he's got the ability to play pretty much however he sees fit. He's going to come up right behind one. No turn immediately from Hyde, and a chance for Kismet to find all three. Not the case. Encouraged cleanly gets the first and shuts down Pred. So now you have to hold your life here if you're Celium. But if there's ever a player you wanted to just pick him apart, it would be Cell. But Hyde finds the shutdown. Encourage another. Pred by himself, taken out, and that's now just up to Exnid trying to hold over towards Shower, but he looks like he's about to get pushed out as Cloud9 are locking down P3.
Yeah, nobody from the Falcons team initially to start this P3 hit a route to potentially block those back spawns. So even with all of those kills that came in from Kismet, C9 had a very close opportunity to instantly flood right out back on in. And now this has led to a phenomenal hold here at the P3. Falcons are just not looking like the same roster as yesterday. It's still a 60-point difference, but that's a good sequence of kills. You're going to have two players from C9 spawning all the way across the map. You desperately need to locate these guys and lock down this P4.
And they're able to cut through top broken, which is great news. That stun is going to connect it. They expect a second player. They do now with the shots coming through and trying to keep the staircases safe. Jumps on in. Lots of responsibility here, though, for the Falcons. Still dealing with limited numbers because the kill continues to turn up in favor of New York. Exnid looking for routes. Cloud9 soaking up the time. 40 seconds to go on this hard point, and you need to find these kills, and you need to find some contest time immediately. If you're Riyadh, we're running out of time on the map.
Yeah, they found the first kill, but now these routes are taking so damn long that it's going to allow C9 to just regen their health and prepare for the next wave. This has been an outstanding hold from the front side of the time. Falcons, with the raw talent that they have, they should be able to flood their way through the back door and just win every gunfight. But Cloud9 have came to play today. They breached the 200-point mark, and Okus is on 5 in a row.
You know, the thing about that statement from you, Jay, we'll have a moment to reflect on it at the end of the map, but honestly, a lot of these floods that try to bully out Cloud9 have been in 2v3s, 2v4s. It's just the Falcons, because they have not held on to spawns ever, are continually fighting an uphill battle. To make matters worse, Okus on 5 in a row, calling it a hell. Falcons could really do even anything, and Hyde's putting on pressure through mid-market. So once again, you just don't have all 4 players here for the Falcons to contest. A couple of kills will come through. Encourage off the regen, looking for timing, looking to find a chance to pop on up. Damage onto the first, able to win it, but the trade is in. The Falcons will stay alive.
Look at what C9 are thinking. Let me hit this long route, approach from a different angle, or potentially just secure this side of the map going into that P2, because you're up by so much. We're going to give this one more opportunity at a break. Nezra taking his sweet time approaching from Broken Bridge. And now he doesn't really have to make anything happen. Let me just stay alive on this side of the map.
He's able to fire, wow, clean shots onto Celium. Pred trying to find the trade. Stun comes through, but Nezra cannot equal the task of Pred pushing forward. Okus behind the play. Can he get here in time to help out his teammates inside of mid-mail? And yes, the answer is yes, but Exnid's double will give an opportunity for the Falcons to get here first. So it will be a 2v1 for a small moment. Takes down his teammates, so neutral time. Encourage too weak to hit, but look at Hyde making the play quickly through the underpass. Exnid trying to pick up the pinch, should turn the attention of the Falcons members around this area, but Hyde is hard to find. Eventually the kills come through, and the Falcons are working on a comeback.
Okay, Falcons are doing the little things, picking up the long pinches, shutting down the very aggressive front lane. This is now going to lead to some good time here for the Falcons, keeping themselves into the game. It's 15 seconds until C9 are able to end a 19-game losing streak in HP, and Falcons are making it easy.
Oh, man, and they're making a couple of mistakes here on Cloud9. That late rotate is going to allow an opportunity for the Falcons to cut across the middle of the map, but the big gunfight wins come through. So now Pred on 4 in a row. He needs to create an avenue for this rotation to start to move. Encourage trying to hold them back. No damage in yet. Hardpoint opens. You only have 15 seconds, so you've got to go. You have to push through. Trade is out. Shutdown is down to sell him, and he has to find a way to contest the hardpoint. It's not going to happen. Cloud9 are going to get their first hardpoint win in what feels like forever here on Gridlock.
It was 19 losses in a row. 71 days in a row. And Cloud9
right there. And yeah, that's a good preparation. Cloud9's got free first blood.
Yeah, I don't know what Kismet was thinking. All right, let me just push into Art with no info, but thankfully Pred is able to make up for the numbers very quickly. Find that player and hide in towards Tiki. 3v3 with 55 seconds, and I love this play out of the Falcons. Everyone regroup. If the bomb plane goes down, cool. Let's not give up our life in a one-on-one.
And don't give up an exit. That's the biggest part. Pred's gonna try to feel things out, checks the bomb, shrugs off Encourage from trying to punish that position. And it looks like for Cloud9, this is just about trying to kill noise and see if they can find some contact. But honestly, they're not gonna get much unless, okay, now you know you have to commit to this bomb plant with one on the flank, and that's exactly what Encourage does.
And Falcons are not going to be in a position to instantly potentially catch the guy who got the bomb down, but Pred with the smoke grenade just commits through water steps and gives you one extra. So 3 on a round working on the ace, and his stun connects also.
Kismet looking for the exit back through water steps. In trouble. Cell right there to help, though. Good damage comes through. Kismet surely able to follow up on that, but he's lost him until finally. Hyde is taken care of, and now it's 3v2 for Riyadh. Once again, counteracting the early first blood.
With the numbers, you're just going to play for some information. You already had Pred clearing out so much space in towards ring. He's telling the teammates, yo, guys, bring the bomb towards me, get it down at laundry, and someone watch a flank. This should be a GG on the round.
It definitely should be. Well, Encourage and Okis will try to put themselves together here to figure out this 2v3 retake with the bomb now planted. Encourage has not given up any information or angles through pillars, so you know for a fact that this post plant is largely living on the outsides of the map. Here's the first shoulder. Nice damage coming through Encourage on that little bop up, but the problem is there's help nearby. And Pred still on 4, able to get number 5. Yeah, very. The 5-0 from Pred, again, has him probably pretty close to a Hellstorm at this point. Okis gonna snipe, takes his time, cannot connect. Too many nade damages coming through. Pred's gonna find kill number 6 here off the get-go. This time first blood and a second. He's on 7-0. That was all from top laundry. A stray nade from Hyde does land, though, onto Kismet, so it allows Cloud9 to still play for the bomb collection here at Ring.
The Predator is still alive, man. We have yet to deal with him in any of these rounds. He already gathers the information that the pressure's going to be at A, so just going to back on up. Allow my teammates to assist me. The only way you beat me is if you plant the bomb.
Hyde, whoa, I mean, the shot from Exnid came through. I thought he was just going to try to throw maybe a bait shoulder. Nejra at basketball would be the only one who really has a chance to contest the exit of Exnid. He gets into Tiki. Kismet's able to find first blood towards Ring, and the Cloud9 defense is in shambles.
Yeah, now he's just going to get out of dodge, just keep Okis' focus on Kismet, and that's going to allow his teammates to have the heavy advantage on this side of the map. It's already 15 seconds gone. You're still trying to locate where the hell Kismet went if you are Okis, and now everyone's got to commit through water.
Yeah, it's just not a place to be, but wow, big gunfight went there onto Pred. No, Kismet too strong. And then the follow-up kill over towards Bedroom does come through. Initially, that kill from Hyde, you think, well, maybe hold on a second, especially if you can get Kismet from behind, but not the case, and the Hellstorm pays out for an easy post plant to save those tag. Exnid's got the scope pretty much hard set, and that nade does land. So now you do know that there's a post plant at laundry. Oh, and a hit marker. That's tough, but this is all about trying to set up this pinch through driveway. Can you find the kills here if you're the Falcons?
Yeah, and Encourage is the most important player here. Keeping this side of the map sort of safe for his teammates, but Exnid finds that kill. Now he's gonna try to make his own play and get caught, and it's a 3v2. All you have to do is stall out time.
You got 10 seconds left. You gotta hop this if you're Pred. And he won't. They're too busy trying to play for the kills. So you need to see some kill participation to get things going. And how about this mad dash from the Falcons even through the van bomb? Okis for first blood. Exnid trying to follow behind it, able to secure the trade. Pred's also found Nejra over towards this pinch on Art, and he knows that there's another. This is not where you want to be stuck right now if you're Cloud9. Hyde will drop, and this will be a 5th round most likely for the Falcons unless Encourage can turn up.
And it's again Pred being a deciding factor. The Soul Man watch a pinch is able to win both kills again. on the backside, even after Okus finds that first blood, he's instantly traded, and that's how C9 won.
The idea, nades and stuns, keep away the angle. Hyde able to get it over towards Pool. He's seen the cross by Kismet and co. I don't think they realized that Hyde was the one taking shots because of the focus over towards the heady. But Exnid, Pred, still, they respond to the first blood. How many times have we said that? That's at least the third or fourth first blood that's been counteracted. Pred now on the pinch to win the game. Not quite. Nezra avoids the agency with Encourage. But coming across this angle would be difficult. He's able to get the kill and get away though. So for a possible 1v3, Nezra's up to bat.
Trying to spot the info onto Celium. He does hit with a headshot, so you have the advantage in this gunfight. Celium, he's so difficult to take down, so you got to choose wisely when you chow.
There goes a lot of shots. NPC coming through, trying for the wall bounce. Not going to happen, but Nezra. Something that surely is probably the biggest progression point in their current circumstances. Ooh, a little sloppy there for the first time this map from Pred. So Encourage will find another first blood for Cloud9. But the Falcons, who have been so good at working these 3v4s, even in untradeable positions off the first blood, are looking to possibly get a free B plant.
Yeah, but Nezra's going to be in a position to stop that one. And then give you one extra. Set up your teammate for the final kill. Okay, C9.
What an isolation. Pred will fall. Do you expect a second in rocks? No, you don't. Encourage needs to get this trade, and Exnid's just dancing with him, dude. I mean, oh, wait, he doesn't hold his position, though. Doesn't wait for the help from Kismet. So a little over antsy right there is Exnid, and we've got a 2v2.
Essentially get this bomb down, or you're going to scout for some information before you even think about the objective. Both players from Falcons, nice and comfy around that middle of the map, but they have already cleared out A, so choose your timing wisely when you start to go for that B.
Yeah, I think they're thinking that with Kismet still alive, they may be able to catch him on a long wrap. Problem is, you're playing with Cell, and these guys are going to sit and wait to play retake, which now they'll have the info. How do you set up your post plant? Encourage with an M15 only is going to play Tiki. Nice shots, nice damage, able to get the first. No chance for Cell to chow that. Okus trying to show some crossfire support. Stun hits, a couple of tags are in, and Cloud9 trying to hunt him out as Nezra. Nice shots from Exnid, but the trade is in. Just down to Pred. And will it finish for the Falcons the way it started? Underneath the AR of Pred.
Not going to have a chance to break the S&D kill record if he wins this round. This is the guy you want in this situation.
Time off the clock has Pred rewrapping through driveway, so Cloud9 will not operate with any information on him. And Pred is going to try to guard this from pillar side, but there's the smoke. This may force him to have to go check. Encourage holding, immediately taken out. Okus has to go, has to win this gunfight. First shots are clean. Oh, but he's trying to play the chase, and Pred's just going to throw shoulders. Oh no, wouldn't have had time to get back anyways. So it'll end there.
I got there. I can't, bro. Stop server, go on Ace and D. Yeah, hit it. He's gonna be right in front of you. One, two to tell. On the right, I got one. Top three, pushing up first. Okus. Yeah, reset mid. Yeah. One life. I don't see nothing. I have the right. Okay, one side out of the play right. Okay, go left. Yeah, I'm taking that. I'm going long again. I'm not
gonna lie, Jay, when we listen to their comms, it feels like a train that's about to go off the rails, like just coming around the corner at too high of a speed, barely hanging around. But Falcons have found a way to manage, and now they've got a route here to possibly just get the free score at B.
Yeah, and I'm a former pro. Like, I used to do listens. I used to be in that main stage, having that kind of communication. I don't understand a single one. Another 3 dead in the feed. Score number 2 is guaranteed, and C9 got to play the reset and desperately need to get a counter cap.
Yeah, man, they're just outslaying him so heavy right now. I mean, Hyde's 2-11. You've got a 6-9 to Nezra, who's usually the big X factor. Yeah, and Hyde cannot get out of spawn. Exnid's just back here, camping it up. Yeah, that's going to be a third score with still a minute on the clock here for Falcons to one on the board before the half.
Yeah, they just need some kills to go their way, man. So all you were looking for was the opening, and Hyde is able to give you one, but it's an instant response there from Celium plus an extra from Kismet. So all the map control in favor of the Falcons. You got to sniff out the last guy. Nezra knocked down a half HP in a dream. He gets taken care of, and now Falcons in the final 30 looking to end halftime very early because here comes a Hellstorm.
Yep, Celium's going to call that on it. It lands onto Okus. Information for Exnid's timing on this pinch. He's going to find the one up top at platform. Only one more to grab. And that would be Nezra behind the point. And he's tagged up, but he finds two somehow. Celium able to get the response, but the EMP's down. You got to find a way to grab it, win a gunfight, and whoa, big win from Cell. Does he have the space to get through? No. Hyde finds the kill. EMP collected, but overtime will only be short-lived, and we're going to exit to a 3-0 half for the Falcons.
Okay, so Falcons slay their way.
Start from Hyde, but had a better finish there to that first half. See if he can get hot. Got to get himself cemented in this map. Nicer opening win from Bread. Follow up from Kismet, and then there's 3. Oh my. Another really solid break off here for the Falcons. Encourage is in some trouble. Kismet looking to see if he should play for the kill at ring or try to stop the spawners. He'll pick the spawners, and he picked correctly. Last one is Okus. He's low, trying to spam the corner. Celium finds the pistol win, and he will score for the 4th.
Go too because of the slaying presence that they can show. SMG's getting lost. Celium has always been one of the more difficult kills to take care of, but there's just way too much to handle on this map. You're not reading these routes, and Exnid sets up the double on the pin. Score number 5 is free, and Falcons just are waiting for another 3 minutes and 50 seconds for this map to end because this ain't even close.
Nah, not even close. Really good patience.
Shot does come in from C9, but you need to get out of your spawn.
Yeah. Even explore the midway part of the map. That would be nice. They'll get the MP over towards the P2 tank. Gunfight doesn't go their way though. It's just the slaying presence. It's just too high for Riyadh. 19 and 10 from Cell, 24 and 12 for Exnid, and a quick capture puts it to a 6-0 tally. And look at the setup for the remaining Falcons members. Already in position to stop Cloud9 from getting out of just everywhere you look. It's a 1.5 KD or higher.
C9 get one on the board though, Al. Still not going to change the outcome of this map. Falcons are just way too much to handle, and realistically, Falcons and Overload might have the best roster for it. Because if you think about all these players individually, Celium has always been one of the hardest kills to find, or hardest kills to take down. And Overload, you need to value your life tremendously. Pred has always been one of those SMG players who loves to camp his corners and guarantee his kills. And Kismet with the finessing play alongside Exnid, who's just not afraid of a gunfight. This team is just set up from top to bottom to be one of the best Overload teams in the game, and they continue to show it.
Yeah, man, and do you go back to, like, was it the stage 2 qualifiers in Overload in particular? We're sitting here like, dude, outside of Optic, these guys are the best Overload team in the game. Now, the stage, you got to remember back to, you know, the macro point that we're talking about was not only was Cloud9 great on rotation, but they never really allowed the Falcons to spawn up together. Multitude of 2v3s, 2v4s, the Falcons were just forced to take. So can you also create that type of spawn pressure if you're Cloud9? It's a long list to check off, but so far, a good start. Falcons able on their second lives to come back through and recover some time here on P1. At least they should be able to, with Pred guarding the front doors.
Yeah, they have all the map control. Mid cut is being covered by Exnid. Pred creating the extra layer up the front side of bottom window. And this is not going to allow Falcons to take the lead and keep the rotation in their back pocket. But C9, with the numbers, you have to fly through middle. You don't want to hit these long rushes. That's exactly what Falcons are expecting. So, contested this whole time, C9 are going to give themselves a better chance.
All right, they'll have a lead going into P2. And depending on the timing of Pred's spawn, yeah, he'll spawn up towards the rooftop. So, as long as you can take care of Celium in the back, you should be easier said than done. Like you mentioned from the Overload, Cell's one of the toughest kills on the map, man. He is just floating. He eventually does get taken down, so Exnid will spawn all the way out towards pillars. Cloud9 spawning in with a natural pinch set up by Hyde's position. But he gets taken down. Now they hit from the back. Has to start to create. Kismet going to give some space and try to take it right back. Unfortunately, though, he runs into Exnid, or I guess Exnid runs into him. And Nezra's double will give Cloud9 the break here at 30 in the clock.
Yeah, that's another beautiful setup there from C9. What's the little things you need to do to break into P2? All right, let's go around the back with multiple people so we can take care of Celium. And by just putting yourself in that position, blocks those spawns for Falcons to get those close roof spawns, because Hyde on the opposite side was that guy creating that extra space. So C9 again impressing me in their hardpoint game. how they're executing their team plays for these breaks. Now you're almost up by 20, and it's a battle for the
blocking, but Kismet spawns up and makes its way through the overload zone right behind the play. So now Falcons in control, trying to gain a little bit more space away, and that will force Cloud9 to be in a really tough spot, trying to hit through mid-cut, but Hyde gives you an opportunity for a couple. Trade is out, and Kismet's on a killing spree of 5, so opportunity for potential streaks, but as he's shut down, now Cloud9 should have the numbers to at least neutralize, if not win some time here at 3.
Yeah, off of that good spawn, Kismet made the most out of it, because if he falls over towards that side of the map at Cobble, then it's an easy break for C9, because Exnid gave up his life for free. And now C9 still not willing to give this up for free. You're going to test this to the very end. And you have pressure over towards Dojo. So all you have to do is just win that next fight. But Celium is doing Celium things. So hard to kill. He finds 2 and is trying to look for kill number 3. But for now, C9 got to try to fight this.
Yeah, but look at the follow-up because of the drain through mid. Help out. They get a couple of extra defensive spawners now for this hard point. Exnid. Ooh, a little pull away from Okus. Looked like he had him dead to rights. And Kismet spawning through the front will realize that he's the only one spawning front, so he's just going to hold this position, see if he can catch Cloud9 off guard. Nate catches onto 1. Good patience, watches Nezra fall right into his lap, and now it's just down to finding Encourage, which Exnid does quickly. Falcons back in the lead.
Yeah, that's a lock up setup there if you are the Falcons, especially with Kismet is laying in those cruddy spots and also finding frag kills. Allow the Falcons to have a perfect response after a scattered P3 with a full 60 hold. But Cloud9 again aren't deciding to cut their losses. They're still going to pressure this. They're winning a majority of the fights. They're trying to push Falcons back so they can have more free roam around that middle of the map. 20-point difference now going into our second set.
A decent time push up towards couches, but hits the brakes at maybe the worst possible time, as Okus will find him pretty darn quickly. But now Exnid working on the route around the back. Takes care of 1 inside the hill, and nice slide out to chow out our Encourage. And that'll be enough to get Riyadh over the 100-point threshold. Cloud9 still spawning over towards the P2 side of that, but they need some kills quickly because Riyadh is watching everything.
Yeah, that was just a gap that should be open there if you are C9, because you found a majority of the kills, but no one watches the OE, the flank ad broken. And Exnid again finding the opening. It's now going to allow the Falcons to continuously grow this score up. C9 are trapped towards mid-cut. They are trapped on the backside of couches because you don't want to flip these spawns, but you are forced to take these gunfights.
No immediate trade onto Okus. Kismet will be there to eventually find the final bullet. Nezra low will drop. And the spawns, because P1's still open, are over towards Dojo, not where you want to be if you're Cloud9. So Exnid will try to keep the spawns away from that P4 position. Pred putting on pressure on P1. Game here. The Falcons will lock down the back, and they should get a pretty solid read here that Cloud9 is largely getting from the front.
Yeah, and they have trophy systems that can help them in this gunfight. You're walking into it 3 for 1, make it 4 for 1. Now you create that extra space. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Falcons, there's no way they lose this map, Al. It was a full 60 at the P4, 45 seconds at P1, and you win the rotation over towards P2. Cloud9 looking like they ran out of juice.
Yeah, need something. You need something quickly. You're gonna have one more attempt to really get a concentrated break here. Everything else is gonna be finesse. Good first 2 kills. This is an important moment right here for Cloud9 if they're set to put together the comeback. Can you take care of Exnid? Good double chow. That will clean things out right. That's not bad time. It's just down to, can you overwhelm the Falcons on this rotation? Kismet's already low, but he can wait for Exnid to find the freebie, but not gonna happen. And now the pinch from the other side is starting to develop. Selling it by himself overwhelmed. This was working out pretty darn nicely. If you can get this trade into Kismet, Cloud9 will get the Cloud9, have a linchpin to get back in.
Okay, C9. That team nade is not going to help, though. And Encourage is also going to fall. So now you have to watch so many different angles. A moment where Cloud9 thought that they had hope to potentially fight back in.
Wait.
As the initial kill doesn't help, but Hyde and Nezra, they get 3, and now it's all on Celium.
Dude, Nezra, that is unbelievable. He is the last man left in a 1v4. Finds 1, takes a couple of the pre-fire shots to push off the second. Help is on the way, and he turns that into 2. Unbelievable little 2v4 between Hyde and Nezra. And now all of a sudden, we're cooking with what feels like a brand new game of COD. Spawns for Falcons are good. Celium, last one standing at Dojo, will drop. He will spawn out, like you mentioned. Opportunity for Cloud9.
Gotta go, man. Gotta find a couple extra kills. Exnid is able to have the crossfire be set up to take care of Nezra. But now there's pressure towards the back lines. All you have to do is Falcon's still trying to stabilize around the back line.
Oh, nice shots from Encourage, though. Now you're going to start to have a chance to win back spawns. Kismet.
Beautiful.
And now you've also got that kill from Hyde from the front. Oh my! Cloud9 are going to decimate that setup from the Falcons. They're going to have spawns. They're going to push. Look where the Falcons are spawning. They're spawning all the way bottom left side of the map. They might not even see this hard point in the next 30 seconds.
We're playing some good Call of Duty if you're C9, but so is Pred. He hits the long routes. Now going to put himself in position to block that back spawn, but Nets are quickly on the trade. Bad frag. You know that Falcons are all going to come through the front door. They're going to attempt at this final 15 break.
Unbelievable timing on that kill through statue. Last 10 seconds. Falcons committing. Here comes Nets. They're trying to follow up, able to find one, and Celium will win out the scrap time. Hides is going to try to bully. This doesn't want Celium there, but now you're limited on numbers to rotation to new. Ooh, that moment doesn't feel very great for Cloud9. So Falcons will get a lot of free. Can you crunch in? I'm actually surprised they didn't call the Hellstorm in here.
Yeah, we should, especially if no one's gonna hit a round. It looks like the teammates are ready and waiting for Encourage to invest this Hellstorm. But off of the first attempt, you get shut down, and now you're instantly gonna have to call the spawn, and it might not lead to time. Encourage, we gotta do better with that Hellstorm, brother, because that needs to be instantly invested as soon as this hill popped.
Well, it's called in now. 2v2 over towards the Dojo side of the map. Kismet staying safe inside of 10. The other two members of the Falcons staying covered. We're trying to stay covered over towards couches. Okis, 1v1 with Cell. Trying to hold on to the hard point. Not gonna happen. Just not where you want to be against Stellium, who's able to turn and smoke Encourage. Oh my. Pistol now out, Pred there for his trade. But keep your eye on the minimap. Hard point about to open at 2. Early.
Yeah, and this is where C9 need to get your trophies down, set up crossfires, because you know Falcons are gonna have all the numbers towards the back door. But we need to find a trade. We need to whip out extra NPCs, and it's Nezra, it's High, combining for 2, but Falcons are still in.
This is just about winning the gunfights right now after Cloud9, and they are not able to do that unless Hyde able to give you 2. Gives a chance for Nezra to try to jump in. He would have to win the 1v2. Help is not here yet, but it's on the way. It's taking just a little bit too long, though. And Exnid will get to 4 in a row. Now off the regen, finds number 5 and number 6. Maybe the game-winning play right there. Cloud9 scattered spawn situation. Nezra's able to give you 1, and Exnid is likely to get overwhelmed here in the back staircase. So extra lease on life here as Riyadh are going to get possibly beat on rotation to new as well. Momentary lapse of decision-making for the Falcons have Cloud9 giving another lifeline.
Oh yeah, Fred decides to hit 5 seconds of time. Now you were desperately looking for a very quick break. Courage is finessing. Is Hyde here to play that trade because you have the numbers? They are all at Cobble.
Fred's over towards mid. The rest of Cloud9 able to make their way in, at least largely, to the hardpoint area. Hyde and Nezra trying to get involved, but teammates landing all over the place. Yeah, really good nades from the Falcons, who now can overwhelm the remainder of this Cloud9 defense. Encourage would have to go galactic, and he's done well. He's got to win this last gunfight on the time, but here comes Hyde, and Encourage will actually get everything, so the spawns will move. Riyadh stuck at the middle of the map. If they get wiped here, there'll be a chance for Cloud9 to wrap this over to new.
Oh my! Okis is able to find 3, while Falcons are heavily committed to get that final 5 seconds at that old time. Now again, you are late off the rotation, but Pred is able to find that opening kill.
Do they get the tick?
Do they get the tick?
They get the tick. Oh no! That's so unfortunate. You saw it happening. You do everything right
against Cloud9. Is the rest of the league leveling up, or why was this a tough matchup tonight?
Yeah, I mean, those guys they're going to get better as time goes. I mean, I think they're good players. I don't know. I think today we were just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit. It's our first time playing this late of a match, and every game went map 5, so we're just falling asleep over here. So we just need to make sure we need to lock in a little bit on if we play those late matches again and just do our thing.
Kismet, I got to ask a follow-up on that, because I've had this monster, right? And I cracked it during the 3rd match, and I've been nervous because I'm like, I don't want to get too hyped and ruin my championship Sunday tomorrow. So how do you manage that as a player? Have you figured out your caffeine flow?
Yeah, I mean, I rarely drink caffeine. I hate like that jittery feeling. I just drink water, to be honest. I'll drink caffeine if I'm like really tired, but I just usually stay away from caffeine.
Yeah, wait till you hit the broadcast desk. You need a lot of it.
Need it. Kids, all right, so can you bring us and everybody at home into the mind of a pro for a second? You know, for the Riyadh Falcons, LAN hasn't been that great for you guys so far. What is going to be different? What are you guys focusing on headed into the major? Obviously, this is your last game.
I mean, for us, it's just all mental, right? We know we're all really good players. I've said it in other interviews. We're world champions for a reason. Shout out to Edward. He's one of our coaches that helps us with like mental training and things like that. So just trying to make sure that we stay mentally focused and not letting the moment get to us, because I think that's kind of been what's happening the other two majors. So really focusing on the things that most people overlook, and hopefully it clicks for us.
Hopefully, man. Good luck.
Yeah, being a world champion, being a veteran, I want to ask you what the skill gap feels like right now compared to past games between all of the teams. Like, what is that difference like? Because it feels like it's really close between everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've obviously played for a while now, and I've played against some really good teams and not so great teams. And I think this year, I just think there's better players in the league, but also the talent's kind of dispersed among multiple teams. So any team can really have that takeover potential and win, which I think is pretty good for the league, rather than having like one or two just powerhouse teams. So, I mean, I think as it goes, I mean, everybody's getting better, but there's just a lot of talent among a lot of teams.
We saw it today. Congrats on your win. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. We needed that.
That is the Falcons, 10 more points. That's going to keep their lead over Carolina. And, of course, we got to check in on everything that went down today, including your scuff play of the game.